Equipment setup allows you to set up equipment on the various channels of the iGrow 100 series controller. Now to get into equipment setup, we're going to go ahead and press OK, System Setup, and Equipment Setup. Here we're at the Equipment Setup menu. Each piece of equipment is programmed individually, and all the preceding screens are applicable to the selected equipment only. Selecting a channel gets you into the equipment screen where you can do a timed override, you can do initial settings, and you can also assign a stage for your equipment. To do a time override, if you press that button there, it allows you to set up a timed override on this specific piece of equipment. You can enable and disable the override. You can have the override to come on or to turn off. You can input the start time, input the duration, and you can have the overtime to occur once, or you can have daily. Next, we have initial settings. And with initial settings, in this screen, you can set the name and you can set the type. It gives you two types. There's general type, which is alarm, curtain, vent, and on-off. There is also energy type, which is electricity, oil, gas, water, and other. Going back to general type are for on and off, vent, curtain, and alarm devices. Energy type assigns the type of energy this equipment consumes and is useful in determining operational costs, equipment usage, which will be explained in the later segment video, Cost and Analysis Reporting. But first, let's go ahead and look at the general type by pressing that button right there. Now the type that you select is surrounded by parentheses, and on and off is the default type until changed. On and off refers to equipment that turns on and off in each of the heating, cooling, and dehumidification stages, such as heaters, fans, pad pumps. These are on-off devices. Vent refers to proportionally controlled ventilation equipment, such as ridge vents and sidewalls. Curtains refer to shading systems. Note, vent and curtains will need two channels adjacent to each other. So for vents or curtains, you would need 1, 2, or 3 and 4. It would be an odd and even channel adjacent. And lastly, you have alarm, which you can program for high or low temperature issues. Now let's go ahead and program a heater. So let's go ahead and go home. And for instance, we're going to go ahead and program channel 1 to be a heater. So let's go ahead and hit OK, System Setup, and Equipment Setup. Now channel 1, we're going to go into that channel, and we want to make this channel not say channel 1, but we want channel 1 to be heater. So we're going to go ahead and delete all this, and you delete the existing name by just hitting the back button, and then what you're going to go ahead and do, and we'll just go ahead and use a short word real fast for heater. We'll go ahead and put heat. And this will be our channel 1. Hit OK. And now it says initial settings heat. Now set type, and you want to go ahead and hit general type. And our general type for heater will be an on and off device, because our heater turns on and turns off. And since it has parentheses, it's already predetermined. So go ahead and hit OK. Hit back. And then for energy type, right now our heater is running on gas. So we're going to go ahead and run, it has a gas heater, so that if we want to do a cost analysis on this heater later, we can do a cost analysis on this particular device. We can also assign it to be BTU, and we also can initiate a status. But first, let's go back, save this setting, back up here, and now we have our heater programmed. Like if I was to go home and hit save, you now see heat. And with the heat, you can hit it to force on, to force off, or you can put it on auto and then go into the programming and you can assign this heat to come on either on temperature stages or humidity stages. Let's go into temperature stages real fast. And let's go ahead and go into all equipment stages. Heat, we can have that device come on heat 2. And pressing setup, go to on, hit OK. If you notice that it's checked. Now using the cursor arrows on the bottom row, we can make this heater come on for both heat 1 and heat 2 stages. If we go back, we can also have the heater assist in dehumidification as well by changing these variables to work for dehumidification. Go ahead and save that. Go ahead and save that. And that's our video on equipment setup.